Well, here we are. I am loaded up. I'm actually, we're in this place, this amazing place that Jascha Heifetz and Isaac Stern and all these incredible violin players, violinists, can you believe that, played here. And I figured, well, I don't know how to play a violin, but I found this violin in the garbage. But it didn't have a bow, a real bow. And I had this magical dream about playing a violin. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on here, what's going on in my mind, and maybe show you a little minute-long video as well. So this is the violin. Now, there's an instrument called an erhu, which Siok just brought for me. And it's a two-string instrument. And I talked to somebody about it, and they said that the violin seeks perfect pitch. But the erhu, which weaves its string between two strings, like this, maybe. And what it does is it's like the voice, it seeks imperfect pitch. So one of the things I'm interested in is experiential storytelling. How are we going to tell our stories? And experiential learning, not just information or knowledge or spectator, but how we're going to experientially look at the future of storytelling, where we give something to somebody, ask them to do things, not just a lean back experience, but a lean forward experience. So I have been thinking about this for a while, and I think maybe how do you give people an experience? Now this is terrible, isn't it? But it's a violin, and it's almost like some people's voices. So one of the things I think about, we're at this 140 conference. I've been involved with Jeff for 15 years, it seems like now. And one of the things I've noticed is that Jeff is always trying to give us experiences. Look at all the wonderful people who are here today. The amazing stories, the heartfeltness. They transform you from just a spectator into feeling something, into the humanity of our hearts. And some of us are emotionally touched, or some of us may be touched 10 years down the road, or we walk away thinking or feeling something. And I believe a theater piece or a film doesn't really start until you leave the theater and you're thinking about it. And it's thinking about you, and you're wondering, how did this happen? How did we get to this place? And I think about how are we going to experience this? And education these days has been about acquiring information. Maybe the future of education will be about experiencing stories, where you get inside of it and you think about how the other person felt as part of the experience. So I wanted to share with you a little experience that I had. And this is my mother. Can you roll the, please? I filmed my mother when So when I asked you earlier, welcome back, where have you been? Where did you say you were?
In heaven.
And what was heaven like?
Yeah.
You want to go back?
No.
No, you had enough with heaven?
Yeah.
You like it here better?
Yeah.
You had enough of heaven. How long were you there?
I have no idea.
That's kind of like what heaven is like. And what was it like there? Did you say,
Too strict.
yeah? What do you mean, too strict?
They don't know how to cook.
They don't cook Jewish chicken like my mother? And what else don't they know how to do in heaven?
No fun.
No fun?
I You know, on our street, they're more alive than here.
Where do you think you are now?
That's not our street.
So this is my mother.
That's two streets here. The other one is more peppy here.
She's about 97 here. And I asked her one time how I've been doing a documentary on my mother, and I asked her how old she felt inside. And she talked for a moment and said, not yet born yet. And I want you to think about that. What it's like to not yet born yet, and about the gift of life that we have. And many of people who haven't been born due to circumstances or were cut down early in life, and that maybe we need to appreciate the life, the gift that we have of life. And maybe we don't appreciate it enough. And maybe we should be more like guests in our own bodies, in our own worlds, in the planet, and treat us and each other more sensitively. So I'm doing this. I'd like to ask you to join me in an experiment that I'm doing. It's kind of a musical experiment. And I'm going to record it, and it's being recorded here. And I want you to take a moment, just close your eyes for about 10, 15 seconds. And I want you to think about, and then make whatever sounds you want, about the sound before creation, what that might have sounded like. And feel free to make that sound if you're comfortable. It could have been a laugh. It could have been somebody laughing. But think about that. Think about who we are, and maybe there's more to this that we're experiencing here, that Jeff has given us this gift of each other in this moment in time, and that we're experiencing this, the real next generation of storytelling, maybe us, maybe experiencing us. It might. So, surprise yourself next time. Do something different. I had no idea what I was doing here. Thank you.